We are doing mistake of fun. Alright, so let me just start all over again. I'll be novice. Because of those other guys. So I was saying that I was saying three ways of so there are actually three ways of writing your JavaScript with your HTML, or three ways of making your HTML to work with your JavaScript. One of them is to write it inline JavaScript. Then the second one is the internal JavaScript, while the third one is the external JavaScript. So let me write it inline, right? Then also have internal JavaScript. Then we also have external JavaScript. So inline JavaScript is when you write it inside the inside the HTML element itself. Write inside the HTML element itself. That's inline JavaScript. Internal is when you write it within the body element of that particular file. So for example now, this is the body element of this particular file, right? This is the body element. And if you want your JavaScript to work perfectly, you have to write it within your within your body element. So let's say this is perfect example. So let's say we are using this particular file now and I want to write JavaScript inside here. I already written my JavaScript syntax here now. Yeah, let me say JavaScript syntax. I already write it here. Just like, remember when we are doing CSS now, just like the way we are writing CSS inside the head element of the HTML document, and whatever we write here will not show on the browser, but the effect will take place. Do you understand? So that's how it is also done when you are doing JavaScript too. Now that's for internal JavaScript. Now for external JavaScript is when we write it outside the JavaScript. We write it outside the HTML element itself. So like we have a file called index.js, then we have another file called index.html. You can name it anything. You can name it banner.js, you can name it piece.js, you can name it sorganet.js, anything you want to name it at all. You can name it. Even this HTML file itself, you can name it anything. You can name it piece.html. In as much the extension name is there, JS tells that it is a JavaScript file. HTML tells you that it's a HTML file. CSS tells you that this is a CSS file. Do you understand? So that's how. So for external JavaScript now, after it's the same thing like your internal. You first write the script, then write src, right? This src is just like a linking to the the JavaScript file, linking to the JavaScript file. So what you now do is that you now say index.js. When you do index.js now, whatever you do here, it will work. It will show on the console. You get? So now back to our console. Now let me just go to console now. Console.log simply means you are trying to output something on the browser, and for you to be able to see it, you have to come to this developer tools. Now for you to see developers tool, you will right click on your browser, then you come to inspect. Come to inspect, you now see different developers tools. We have elements, we have console, we have sources, we have network, we have performance, we have memory. This element now, like this element talks about all the HTML elements. Then this console now is for JavaScript. This source is for something related sha. And this network is for maybe you are trying to get error from backend. This particular part will actually help you to debug your code. Maybe you are having issue, so you want to know what is happening on the backend side. You come here. Do you understand? So, but what we are concerned with this area is the console. And now console in JavaScript is a way of outputting something on the browser, and that particular part of the browser is the console part of the browser. Do you understand? It's the console part of the browser. Are you still here?
I'm here, I can listen to you.
All right, thank you. So that's that for that. So let me quickly do a little example using internal JavaScript. Internal JavaScript. So let's say we want to declare a variable now. Variable or var. This var let and cost, they are variable declaration, or they are called variable declaration. So I can actually come here var and say name equal to Bernard, right? There is a reason why I put this string, this double quote. I will tell you later. So I want to now know what is here. Now say console.log, console dot